tonight about this time, what do we say? We say, have we got a show for you? And tonight, I mean, a blockbuster. Ken Scala is here. Another Ken is here. Ken Versa. A lot of exciting people. Did I say good morning? Good show. The best-selling Versa, Ken Versa. You know, I'm just thanking people who've been part of our unit through the years. Ken is our traveling disc jockey at the hospitals, at the benefits. Ken, anywhere you are, yell it out. I want to make a lot of new friends for Ken.
First off, I want to thank you for giving me my own personal memory lane in all the years that I know you.
Right.
Currently on Fridays, you can catch me at a place called the Ground Round up in Yonkers on Central Avenue, and they sent me over, when I told the management that I was coming over, they sent me over a shirt to give to Joe, because I know that Joe likes, it says right on the corner over there, the Ground Round over there in Yonkers.
Roundup?
The Ground Round.
They play country songs?
Well, what I'm doing there is a thing called DJ Music and Karaoke. We call it Friday Family Nights.
What
we start
nights?
At 9 p.m. Friday Family Nights at the Ground Round. We start at 9 p.m. and they're over again on Central Avenue over there in Yonkers. So all you people from Yonkers, New York, come on over. And on Saturdays, you can catch me at a place called the Friar Tuck Inn up in Catskill, New York, spinning records at their disco. It's been a lot,
if you were casting a disc jockey for your movie, would you? Is that an ideal casting?
For Ken be great.
I'm going to hold Dave to this. I'm going to hold him. Grab him when we leave and say, come on, Dave.
And speaking of
sign
records,
the contract.
I want...
But Mobile disc jockeys, they don't go bankrupt, right? They're
No.
They're in demand. What's
in demand, that's for sure.
What's the hottest category of music nowadays?
You've got this dance music that is very hot.
But tell me that country is hot.
Country music's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, country music.
Oh, yes, definitely. You know, a lot of people say to me I should become a wrestler because of the size of me. But there's one question I've been dying to ask you, Jake.
Two questions.
Well, we'll go with one first, okay? The first thing, if you were elected as a boss, what kind of changes would you recommend in this crazy business?
Oh, yeah, I could talk about that for a long, long time. First of all,
is jockey, anchorman, and good friend.
Every time I'm on here, I always get to speak to somebody like Pat.
Named Ken Versa. Ken, what is your...
Well, first off, I think you're trying to tell me something, but...
Met a Mobile disc jockey named Ken Versa. What excites you about Mobile disc jockeys?
how do you figure out your itinerary every day, and how do people find you?
People every weekend, and of course, a lot of people have gotten in touch with me through Joe. And I've played at clubs, parties, anniversaries, and stuff like that.
Since he's a fan of yours, are you a fan of Mind Expansion?
Of course. I would like to know how I can improve my thoughts in making money, for instance.
I got to say this.
But how do you like the way he looks at me when he says that?
We have to know.
Well, we know Joe has all the money.
There's no...
Everybody wants to speak to that dapper magician known as Peter Samuelson. But first, I think our good friend Ken Versa has a question for Beverly Ross. Ken is our Mobile disc jockey, and Beverly is very happy that all their old songs are being re-recorded and re-released, and even going into commercials. People are buying products now to songs that they danced to 25 years ago originally, right? It's amazing. So. It's amazing. What do you want to ask?
Well, I think it's a whole new generation, to be honest with you. Do you foresee maybe a chance that one of your songs, like Lollipop, out of the soundtrack in the movie Stand By Me, will make it to that new generation ears, if you will?
Yes, I put together a group. It's called Venus Flytrap, and I'm
a family night known as New Year's Eve, named Ken Versa, who is a Mobile disc jockey and a very dear friend of mine, and my anchorman, whenever I can find him, is going to play these on his various discotheque gigs. Ken,
it's true. Banjo music's very popular. First off, I want to say to you, Joe, a very happy New Year, and to everyone else, and everyone out there, and of course, a little wish that I kind of have for this new year, maybe that the world could have peace and happiness. I don't know if there will be a day that we could ever see it, but hopefully in our lifetime we will.
And love. Longtime co-host, anchor person, Mr. Ken Versa, as in vice versa. Ken Versa goes through the mail, and he tries to stump.
We dig up tons and tons of letters that keep coming in for Joe all the time. And you just keep the cards and letters coming in for your little showbiz quiz. Joe, I got a few of them for you. This is from a guy by the name of Andrew Swan. Where is Vaughn Monroe?
Vaughn Monroe, the great singing band leader.
He's a band leader, right. He did songs such as Ballerina. There, I've said it again, and Racing with the Moon.
Doctor, you can tell right away that he doesn't go back to the big band era the way you and I go back, maybe, right?
Thanks a lot.
Vaughn Monroe died. Sadly, he died. He was a very dear friend of mine. He was the #1 vaudeville attraction of the 1940s. He
I
was
understand
tremendous.
he had a deep, deep voice also. Is that right?
He had a mellow bellow.
Mellow Bella.
Right.
Also, Andrew had sent you on a couple of pictures. He knows that.
Let me show
you
these.
correct.
If they were seated here with Mr. Meegan, starting with Ken Versa, who's our trivia man, our question and answer man. What would you have asked?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would have asked him how many pairs of shoes he went through. That's what I would have definitely asked him.
Mr. Versa has a protege. Mr. Versa is now kind of a part-time talent scout for our program, and he's run across Tony Lento. Tony Lento, what might you have asked the gentleman?
How he felt about jogging next time around.
Alongside Tony Lento, who's got a Versa, V-E-R-S-A. Ken,
Radio station WHBI 105.9 FM every Wednesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 in the morning. And I want to take this opportunity once again, Joe, along with Rosie. I mean, you know, some familiar faces, gang. This one here is one of the familiar faces along with everybody else.
You know that
here.
Rosie
Thank
Rosie
you for
packs
having
the
me.
cafes all over Greenwich Village, and no matter where she's known officially, Jerry, as the poet laureate of Greenwich Village. Right, Rosie?
Yes, because I love poetry. Poetry is expression. It's like age. It'll always be, and it'll never be outdated.
Walter Winchell one time coined the term disc jockey. Disc jockey, then, Richard, applied only to radio personalities.
That's right.
Now every discotheque has their own disco jockey, I guess, and one of the leading ones is a young protege of ours named Ken Versa.
It's good to be back, Joe, I got to tell you.
Ken, we missed you.
Yeah, oh, I missed you. You know, the other day, it's funny, I was thinking about, while I was driving in the car, that Joe Franklin has outlasted, well, let's say it, the Johnny Carson era.
Well, he made a few more.
And even the radio station, too.
He made a few more dollars than I made.
Oh, well, a couple of shekels.
Yeah,
if you will.
about 100 million more.
Right.
So, Ken,
But,
where do you spin? Let's make some
Oh,
friends.
yes. You can catch me at a place, and my goodness, I had to write this down because there are so many things happening. It's called the Scarlet Nightclub, which is located in the Friar Tuck Inn up in Catskill, New York. And I'm there every Friday and Saturday during the entire ski season.
Ken, how do you liven up a dull crowd?
Well,
now, conversely, how do you simmer down a violent crowd? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Pete?
that's pretty hard
Yeah.
to do. Let me tell you, when they come in on Friday nights up at the Scarlet Nightclub, they are unbelievably, you know, all ready to party hardy, and, you know, they're pretty riled up. And I find that on Friday nights, the crowd is a little bit more tougher to work than on Saturdays.
Would you like a job like that, sort of pleasing the crowds, Pete, and choosing the tempos? What do you think, Pete? Would you like to be a disc jockey in a club like that?
Yeah, you got an application on you?
It's not as easy as you think. That's for sure. It really isn't as easy as people think it is just to play a record. There's a lot of fun. Also, I want to take out a moment more, Joe, to thank the Caridi family for having me up there at this Friar Tuck Inn. And it's my second season there, and I want to give you this, Joe. I know Joe is into T-shirts, so I thought it would be kind of nice to
Depends
pass
whose
this along
T-shirt.
to you.
Depends
Yeah,
I'm into
this is a
T-shirts.
little- Yeah, this is a little something that you could
Whose
put on at home.
Whose T-shirt would you like to be in? Name.
Oh, I could name about a half a dozen of them.
Listen, one more holiday treat before we do our holiday wishes here.